Island Lamb. I'm Diane, and this is episode 47, Christmas joy and Christmas knitting and rituals. And oh, I'm feeling it. I don't know about you. I don't know, how are you feeling coming up to the end of the year? I know it's been a year. We've all had to find joy within, right? So I love that word joy. And so I think about the word joy and I think about the word happiness. And I find that for me anyway, happiness is I can be happy about that thing, or I can be happy about that event, or I'm happy when something went the way I wanted it to, or something, my plan worked out. And I think happiness can be fleeting because once that thing is over or that event is over, then you might not be feeling that happiness again. However, I feel like joy is something that I can feel bubbling up inside of me, even if I'm not happy. Does that make sense? So I may not be happy with a situation, but I can dig deep, and I can use my practice of gratitude and my practice of breathing and my practice of trying to be in the present moment, and I can find joy there. And I think that is an opportunity for all of us, especially, with what's going on in the world, what may be going on in your home life or in your private life or in your bodies. We can find joy even if we're not happy. I'd be interested to know what you think about that concept. I find that I can get off the phone and I've had maybe not a very good news, or somebody's telling me something that's going on and it's not very good news. And then I can sit in my chair with a cup of tea and just take a moment, pick up my knitting, get into the stitches, get into the color of the yarn, feel the warmth of that tea, and I can feel joy in that moment, even with the knowledge of the news I may have just received. So I certainly didn't mean to be too philosophical, but I do think Christmas time is a time where we do maybe you do feel a little, think about memories of loved ones past, and think about, things that you're going to be doing this year and who you're going to spend that time with. And I do think that we do feel a little sentimental and maybe a little philosophical this time of year. So let's get into the joy of Christmas knitting and Christmas gifting and what's been bringing me so much joy this time of year. So I'm wearing the Lori pullover. You know about this sweater. I've talked about it a few times. I have photographed it. I'll include the pattern information, the yarn I used, and it's very comfortable. I've worn it, well, I think it's been 2 Christmases now. There's very, very little pilling. It was beautiful yarn. I'll reference the yarn as well. I got it at Webb's. It's Valley yarn. It's gorgeous. Beautiful pattern, very comfortable, looks nice with white, looks great with jeans. You can see it's great with all the colors that we're seeing this time of year. All right, so what's on the mannequin? Well, this is the Daydreamer by Andrea Mowry. I'll include the yarn I used. It was a Lobby and a Me. I carried 2 strands. One is a cashmerino and the other one is the silk mohair. And I don't remember the name of the color. I think it's Shrine, but I will include that down below. And if you've been following me, you know that I had a hard time starting this pattern. I was having trouble with the lefts and rights, and some of the lefts and rights were knits. Some of the lefts and rights included a purl stitch, but I haven't worked on this in at least 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I picked it up this morning. It was like I never had a problem with it. So whatever it was that I had to work out in my head, I've worked it out. So I'm happy to say that the front is completed. The back is completed. I just finished the back this morning and I bound off. And now some interesting things are going to happen. So I had to cast on 15 stitches, and we're going to make these little shoulder panels that are going to look a lot like the bobble, and I'll show you a close-up photo of this, that are going to look like this little bobble pattern. And those pieces are going to come across the top of the shoulder and connect the front to the back. Also, this strip that you're seeing here is going to end up going all the way around the neck. So when I get that part put together, I'll come back to you. And then I'm sure I'll be picking up stitches for the sleeves and working the sleeves down. Now, my goal is to have this maybe so I can wear it on Christmas Eve when I go to my mom's. I don't know, that's a lot of knitting, but I will show you where I am as far as my gift knitting goes. I'm in really good shape. So I'm hoping that I can give this gift to myself, that I can finish this in time without stressing myself out, and have this for maybe Christmas Eve. I'm loving this yarn. When I picked it up this morning, I went, oh my goodness, I forgot how beautiful this is. The cashmere, the silk, the merino, the mohair. It's gorgeous. All right, so speaking about gift knitting. Oh, and I forgot one of the most important things I wanted to show you. I'll be right back. I'm back. So I showed you this last episode, but I have completed the 2 hats. So this is the Sville, S-V-I-L-L-E hat, and I'll put that down below. And the yarn I used is High Desert by Knitpicks, and this color is Birch Tweed. So there's the label. And look at this pattern. I put one of my little labels on it. Is this gorgeous? So you start with a Estonian cast on, a very nice stretchy cast on, and then some interesting little wrap stitches, rib, and then you're going to turn this inside out and then start working the rest of the hat. And look at the cap. I have not blocked this yet. I don't know that I will, to be honest with you. We'll see. Is that gorgeous? And so I also bought another skein of this yarn, hoping I was going to enjoy it, and I have. So I made this one, and this one is, the yarn color is Outlaw Tweed. I made the brim a little shorter. I love this yarn. See, I made the brim a little bit shorter. I'll tell you why I did that. The pattern calls for 2 skeins. I barely went into the second skein. So I thought maybe if I made the brim a little shorter, because this fits, you know, like you still have some room up top, I wouldn't have to go into the second skein. I did. So I've ordered a second skein of this. This is out of stock, but what I will say is if you buy 3 skeins, you will get 2 hats. And it's worth it. It's gorgeous. Those wrap stitches. You've got stocking knit in between some of those diamonds. You've got garter stitch in some of the others. So this one's going to be a gift. I know you thought I was going to keep this for myself, right? My husband said, Diane, you've got enough green. Your coat's green, your shawl's green, your gloves are green, your scarf is green. He's right. So this is going to be a gift, and I think I might keep this for myself. We'll see. But I did order, I have a lot of this left over, and I ordered another skein, so I could make another one if I wanted another green hat for myself. I recommend it. I recommend the yarn. I've been thinking about this yarn quite a bit because there's 210 yards that's on a 100-gram ball. This is 89% American wool, 6% acrylic, 5% rayon. It feels gorgeous. I think this would make a beautiful sweater. The stitch definition. So I don't need another project for the next few months, but I will keep this in mind. And you know, keep an eye on Knitpicks because they're always having sales. As a matter of fact, when I ordered my my second skein, it was, I want to say 30% off. Crazy sales, especially this time of year. Okay, last time I told you that I went to a knitting classes at Stitch Source Yarn Shop in Barrington, Rhode Island, and the flights, sorry, and it was with Gudrunjohnston, and I bought this kit to make this cowl for my sister-in-law. I have completed the knitting portion. Look at this. Not one of these patterns is repeating. They are all unique and different. This is knit in the round, so it will be, you know, extra warm. It's going to be, well, it's going to be blocked, so I'm going to get some length out of it. And then it's going to be Kitchenered stitched, or I guess that's the best way to put it, Kitchenered. I know there's another word, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. So the cast on I have on a provisional. I've left the I think I have to do a couple of rows of stocking knit in all white, and that'll make it a little bit longer. And then I'm going to block it. And I meant to tell you this last time about this Jameson's wool. I said it was very lightweight, very warm, and waterproof. And because it's so waterproof, Gudrun said, don't just think you're going to put this in water and soak it for, it's not going to work. You've got to literally hold it underneath a full faucet, a good pressure faucet, and really let the water penetrate the stitches before you soak it. Otherwise, it's not going to get completely wet and you're not going to get the full benefit of the block. But you can see this, I carried my background color in my right hand and I carried the patterning color in my left hand. I got a great tension. I believe I'm on a size 4 needle. I used a 16-inch needle. You can buy this kit, you can buy the pattern Unravelably, but I'm sure you can still get the kit at the Stitch Source Yarn Shop in Barrington. And this is called the Haslock cowl. And it's just been a joy. And I enjoyed knitting this so much that, well, even before I knew I was going to enjoy knitting it, when I was at the class, I decided I also wanted to make something for myself. And so I'm going to make myself the Porty pullover by Gudrun. And this is it. And there's some patterning work on the sleeve as well. And so while I was at the class, I'll give you a little bit more of the shoulder. When I was taking the class and we were learning about background colors and pattern colors, and I started thinking about, I want to make myself a sweater, but what do I want? What do I want? And I think I've been talking about this since I first started podcasting. I want a black sweater. I just didn't know if I wanted it to be solid. I didn't know if I wanted some yoke work. But I was sitting next to a couple of seats down from a woman who had an absolutely gorgeous scarf on, a fabric scarf, and I'm showing you a photo of the pattern. And I couldn't take my eyes off of it. As we were talking about color, I kept noticing it, and she, even afterwards while we were taking a break, and I was like, oh my goodness, your scarf is just gorgeous. And so I asked her if I could photograph it. And I photographed it, and as I was looking at the photograph, I said, that's what I want. I want the base of the sweater to be black, and this is the Jameson's Shetland Spindrift. This is the yarn that I worked on that cowl. This is the black. And I'm showing you a photo of the scarf, or the scarf, so you can see the colors and how they played with each other. And so I have purchased those colors. And I have to kind of take a look at the graph and play a little bit, but here they are. Here they are. And this is going to be the background. And I say background, this is going to be the main color. Sometime this green is going to act as the background for some of the lighter colors. And this is what I learned in Fair Isle knitting. It isn't just one color. That maybe the bottom of the, away from the yoke is going to be all black. But as you're working in that yoke, the background color is going to change as the pattern colors change. So I'm not going to put this on the needles until after Christmas, but I just love that I have this waiting for me. And I have quite a bit of leftover yarn from the cowl. And so I could swap out a color if I feel I need to. And plus, if you recall, Gudrun gave us 6 skeins for our class. And so I have those 6 skeins. But I do think I nailed this for what I wanted from that beautiful shawl. So this is going to be fun. This will be a winter project. All right. So that's, oh, I have one more gift. So, I've been working on those socks yarn by Opal. This was the Van Gogh collection. All of the yarns represented a different Van Gogh painting. And this is the last one. And I've made this for my brother. And I just love these colors. I'm working on the second. It's been folded in half. I'm working on the second right now. I'm just about to Kitchener my toe. And that will be another, look at those colors, huh? And the way the self-patterning, every one of these yarns, these skeins, these Van Gogh, they weren't all the same pattern. They all had a unique look. So if the painting was more structure, you saw more structure. If it was more flowy, you saw more flow. Hats off to Opal for producing such a beautiful yarn collection. So that's going to go to my brother. And these are not from the Opal Vincent van Gogh collection. This is the Regia yarn that I love so much, and I made myself a pair of Christmas socks. Now we'll see. If I need a gift, I won't wear these until Christmas is over, because I'll probably wrap these up and keep them with me. And if I need an extra gift for somebody, these are a size 8. That's my size. Beautiful Christmas colors. I could certainly make myself another pair, but they go with my Christmas pajamas. So that's what I had in mind. All right. Now for some, everything has been fun and joyous, but I want to tell you about, and if you've been following me on Instagram or on Facebook, you know about this. I bought 2 Advents this year. I have never done an Advent. We didn't grow up doing Advents in our home. My mother, as you know, was a buyer in a Christmas tree shop, and we had all kinds of traditions, but Advent just wasn't one of those. So I've been watching over the years people buying, ordering Christmas Advents from yarn shops. And then last year I saw Morgan Long, a podcaster, do a puzzle Advent. And this year I just decided to participate. So this is the puzzle. And I purchased this puzzle through Vermont Casting. Now, Vermont Casting is a catalog, and you don't get too many catalogs in the mail anymore, but they're also online. This is their sweet catalog. I love this catalog. I don't always buy from them, but I just enjoy the pages because there's a lot of old traditional items. You can buy clothing. They bought Country Curtains, so Country Curtains was a separate business. They bought them out, or maybe that they were part of them, but they sell curtains. They sell hams. They sell all kinds of specialty Christmas cookies and ornaments and clothing and slippers and silk underwear and great pajamas, and it's just a sweet, fun, old-fashioned kind of magazine. So when I got it this year, I decided, when I saw they had the Advent puzzle, to buy it from them. So there's 1,000 pieces in this puzzle, and there are 24 days. So you've got about 40 to 45 pieces in each little box. And you just take a box out a day. Now, there are a couple of days where I know I'm going to be off island, and I may do, I'll do 2 days or whatever. And right now it's sitting on my coffee table because I've only got a small piece of it done. So I get up in the morning, I make my coffee, I knit for a little while, and then I jump into one of my Advents. So this is usually what I do first, is this puzzle. It's 24. Actually, another thing I was going to tell you about this. It's made in Germany. And very quality pieces. Yeah, approximately 42 pieces in each of the 24 boxes. I would buy this next year for myself, and I would definitely consider this as a gift for someone who really loves a puzzle, or maybe doesn't have a lot of room to do the whole puzzle out, because you don't have all the pieces. That's the other thing. I usually do 1,000-piece puzzle on my dining room table, and I've got pieces, so I have room for the puzzle. Well, you don't have the pieces everywhere because you're only taking one box out at a time, so you can do this on a smaller space. A lot of fun. Okay, the highlight has been this Mermaid's Purl Advent box. This was the shipping box. And if you look closer, you'll see, like in that oyster, that clamshell, it's a skein of yarn. And in that little basket, it's yarn. So all these little packages are in this gorgeous either polka dot or striped, all with these soft mint green little tags with the day on them. So today is December 7th. So I have 7 packages opened, and so I'm going to show you. Every other day so far, it's been a mini skein of yarn. And here's what we have so far, because I just had to put it on the needles. You got a little pattern with the with the box. And the pattern is for a crescent-shaped shawl. And here we go. It's called the Crescent Moon Advent Shawl. No picture, because, you know, that's part of the surprise. You don't know what the colors are going to be. You cast on a garter tab, so you're casting on 4 stitches, knitting 10 rows, and then picking up, and so you're going to get that crescent, and it's just all garter stitch. There's a yarn over, 2 yarn overs, and a knit one in the front and knit one in the back every row, so that's what's getting you to this shape. So here's where the tab was, right here, and then this is where we're going. So this was the first mini, the second mini, the third mini, and the fourth mini. And every other day, we seem to be getting something else. So I have to wait for the next skein. So it's been really fun. Okay, so let me show you all the other items. This little notebook that came with a pen, which I've got somewhere here. You know, keep some notes in there. It's got a cute little thingy and a little marker. One day we got this mug, knit one, sip one, with a skein of yarn inside the shell. See how it's all tying in? Really sweet mug. Heavy, good size, good handle. The other day we got stitch stoppers in the shape of shells. And these stitch, it says, say goodbye to stitches sliding off your needles, fits US needle size 2 to 3. So that would be a 2.75 millimeter to a 9 millimeter. And a lot of the stitch holders I have aren't from the, you know, size 2 to 13. Some I have for the bigger needles and some are for the smaller needles, but it's nice to know this fits them all. And then I did open up yesterday, tomorrow for you, because this will probably air tomorrow. And so we received this little tin with these little puffins wearing knitted sweaters. And on the back it says, the woolly puffins love popping their jumpers on at the end of a long day. And inside we received a progress keeper with a little puffin in his little sweater and a darning needle. And it's a good size box. If you look at the edges of the box, you see some knit stitches. This has been so beautifully curated so far. So we've gotten 4 mini, how many minis? 3 minis? 3 minis, a mug, the stoppers, the book, and the little penguins. Yeah, because I've opened 8, because I opened up tomorrow for you, so I have 8 things. It's been so much fun to wake up in the morning and just know I've got these little fun little things to open. My husband and I don't exchange, and my family doesn't exchange a whole lot anymore. I mean, we're very fortunate that we have the things we need, and we take care of each other, and we get the things that we need throughout the year. And if there's a special thing, if I want to buy yarn, I buy yarn. If I want a puzzle, I buy a puzzle. But I have to say that the Advents were a nice little treat. All right, so where does that bring us now? Oh goodness, have I covered everything? Oh, I want to tell you about this chai powder that I got. So this company is called 2 Leaves and a Bud. I know there's another company out there called Lotus. I just found out about it. So if you like the flavor of chai, if you like spices, you can make chai latte, you can make chai tea. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to use hot water, if you're going to use hot milk. My coffee maker steams milk, so I'm lucky I can put a tablespoon of the chai and mix that in as the espresso comes out, and then I get the latte over the top of it. You can make it cold, you can make it hot. It is delicious. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's real tea, real spices. It only has 4 grams of sugar. It's not too sweet. You can add more sweetener if you want. It's not too spicy. I have had some chais that I think have been just a little, kind of almost make you want to cough. It's not too spicy. 0 fat, 0 cholesterol. There is some sodium. And oh, it's 5 grams of sugar. I said 4, but it's 5 grams of sugar. Good potassium, that's where we're at right now. So I hope that I will get back to you before Christmas with some more progress on this. Also, I want to pick the book club cardie back up again. I haven't worked on that in a while. I do plan on going out and cutting down some greens and some berries and do our window boxes. The inside of the house is in good shape. We did do some decorating and a little bit in each room. We don't go over the top. We definitely like we like our decorations to kind of mimic what we're seeing outside. We have a lot of windows in this house, and it's easy for us to kind of muddle that if we're not careful. So we really do try to stay with the colors we're seeing outside. Of course, my mom has been giving me ornaments since I was a little girl. I get to enjoy those on the tree. And I hope that you are feeling some joy regardless of what's going on around you. I hope that you are able to feel some joy, especially when you sit down to knit. Or if you watch a knitting podcast or a Christmas movie. There's lots of great movies. My husband and I have the ritual of watching the same ones over and over again, and then we'll catch a few new ones. And I don't mind a sappy Hallmark every once in a while, just something really lighthearted. And so that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to go off next week, visit Mom, do something Christmassy with her, either a lunch or a dinner, maybe a little shopping. She's decorated, so I'll get to see her trees. And then I'll try to get back to you before Christmas. So take care of yourselves, and I wish you joy, and I wish you peace, because the other benefit of being able to cultivate joy is that you will feel peace when you feel joy. You'll feel a sense of peace. And again, that's all coming from inside. It's not something somebody can give you. It's not something you can buy. It's something that you cultivate inside. So I wish you joy, I wish you peace, and I'll see you again soon. Happy December. Bye.